Hi everybody, my name is Isaac Smith and this is my greenhouse. Greenhouses are useful in cold climates like Rexburg. And my problem statement is simply put, some students love plants and they want to grow plants year round. And so they need a way to be able to grow plants in Rexburg year round. And my greenhouse is my version of the solution for that. And it's needed because there's a lack of humidity and a lack of warm weather enough for plants year round. Here is the feedback loop for the greenhouse. So if I can briefly show you, I'm going to see the current temperature and humidity, not too bad. I'm getting that information via this sensor back here. It is simply the DHT11. I know part of the assignment and part of the requirements was that there's no wires showing, but I think that because it's still within the greenhouse itself, it's okay. I also have some wires up there showing. The whole point of these wires back here is so that they're closer to the plants and they can have a better read on the plants. After this reads it and it gets sent up here, I can then decide what I want it to be. So if I say, oh, the plant should be 71 degrees. It can be well within 71 degrees to 73. So let's say that's the temperature I want. So you see the light turned on because it's not 71 degrees yet. And so currently it's still 69.8 and that'll go up as we speak. The other actuators I have 3 actuators. So I have the heat source, which is the light. I have the ventilation system, which is the stepper motor. And I also have this little hole up here, that is the humidifier. The humidifier, you put the water in this and you soak this for a little bit and then I'll give water to the humidifier. Okay, so as you can tell, it's not fully at the right temperature yet, so the light bulb's still on, but I just want to make something known really fast. This stepper motor will turn, oh, there we go, beautiful. And as you can tell, it is now 73.4. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the humidifier really quickly, just to kind of explain how that one functions. The humidifier, I have to turn on with this button. As you can see, it's turning on. You can see that mist up here. It's kind of faint right now, but there's a mist coming off of it. And then I can also turn the mist off by pressing this button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, there's no more mist. This is a workaround, and the reason I made it a different kind of a loop is because this thing needs to be wet for it to work. This wick only functions when it's wet. And so you see it's getting dry. I've been running it for a little bit, but it still has a little bit of moisture on my fingers and my hand, and that tells you that it's still wet enough to work. The way I've had it run is when it gets too humid, this will still turn to the side, and so that's a good way, a fail-safe for that. But I have made it so it's a closed system because I want you to have to check the wick every single time it runs, just for the safety of the humidifier. Okay, these are my wirings. You can just take apart the door by these Velcro straps on all of these. Okay, so my wires seemed like a mess, so I'm going to briefly show you my picture of how they're organized. So that's my presentation, and that's all I got.